first prepare the surface that your microwave is going to stand on. Now, as you know, microwaves, like any other cooker, should have loads and loads of unpleasant kitchen junk and crap and gunk underneath it. Now, if you bought a really upmarket one, it should come supplied with a sachet of decomposing kitchen junk to put underneath it. If not, it's very simple to make up your own. Just take a large mixing bowl, that'll do, a wooden spoon, and just a few breadcrumbs. There you are, can you see that? There we are, a few old breadcrumbs and perhaps some grease and oil. There we go. Oh, plenty in, don't worry, doesn't matter how much. In it goes, there you are. Perhaps a bit of jam, doesn't matter which flavour. Doesn't matter which flavour, just plenty of jam. I think we've got strawberry here, but it doesn't matter. It's not irrelevant. It's not relevant. Give it a good stir. Add a few frozen peas. A few, because you know your peas roll under the microwave and under the toaster. Well, add a few peas. There we go. A few peas. There we go. Give the whole thing a good stir. Can you see that? We got that. Can you see that? And then you choose carefully where your microwave oven is going to go, and then you just, there we go, you just smear it all over, give it a good smear. Doesn't matter how much, you can't use too much of this stuff. You really can't. Give it a good smear, then take your new microwave and dump it on top. There we go. That's the way. Now, a good tip. Oh no, nearly forgot. Always add a few foreign coins and then slide a few foreign coins underneath. And another idea is biros. That's very good, because a good tip is if you're ever short of a biro, you'll find one under the toaster or the microwave. And, oh, if you've got any of your gunk left over, don't waste it. No, don't waste it, because there's plenty of places you can put it. I like to stick it down between the fridge and the work surface. Just get it smeared right down there. As you do, there we go. Get it right the way down so there's no chance of you ever being able to get at it to clean it, so it'll still be there when you come to move house. OK, so there we are. The microwave's in position, and you have to learn to use it. Now, obviously, the instruction manual is far too intimidating to read at first, so for a while you just mindlessly prod at the controls and kind of sadly twitch it and prod it in the sort of hope that a three-course meal will just leap out spontaneously. It doesn't, of course, so eventually you just give up and pop down the local fried chicken. Now, obviously, I haven't got time to pop down the local fried chicken now, so here's a couple of hundred people who had one earlier. Anyway, the microwave sits there, completely ignored and intimidating for a whole week. You can't face it. A whole week, you ignore it. Now, obviously, we haven't got time to ignore it for a week now. So, there we go. And here's a microwave that we ignored for a week already. So, in the end, of course, you're having to give in and read the instructions. This is an appalling prospect, but you have to go through with it. Otherwise, you'll have paid about 200 quid for a large television-shaped clock that always thinks the time is 88 minutes past 88. Now, the instructions are, of course, written in German and Arabic and Japanese, and, of course, a dialect which looks like English, but turns out to be an obscure language known as unintelligible bollards. Now, you notice I said bollards, you see. Since Dave Allen, we have to be very, very careful. But I'm talking about the type of bollards that a gentleman keeps in his underwear. OK, anyway, so, unintelligible bollards. Anyway, reading the instructions is so depressing that in order to persevere, you have to get drunk. Now, obviously, I don't have time to go off and get drunk now, so here's someone who got drunk for us. Eventually, you become so obsessed with trying to decipher the unintelligible bollards and work the oven that your home life falls apart and you end up getting a divorce. Now, obviously, I don't have time to have a divorce right now. I'd have to go off and get married and all that. It'd take far too long. So, here's a couple who've agreed to have a divorce for us. Eventually, lost and alone, your life ruined by technology, you master the on and off switch and are ready to sling your menu mistress bird of freedom lean meal chemically saturated crap meal for one in the oven. Now, of course, the ads would have us believe that the type of people who eat these frozen chemical cocktails are beautifully dressed models in white, living in huge ultra-white designer attics who only stop exercising in order to have another romantic candle-lit frozen lasagna for two. Hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up for me? Because let's face it, when it's a really romantic evening and you feel special about that special person, you always serve them frozen convenience food, don't you? Unfortunately, like all adverts, this is a complete fantasy. The reality, of course, is some sad old farty like me sat in their underwear watching Wogan. But that's okay. We all have to eat, so there you go. And in it goes. Now, don't forget, microwave safety is all about using your machine properly. So, you have to take it out again after a minute, give it a bit of a stir, put it back in again in a different part of the oven, close the oven, open it up again, take it out, give it another stir, put it back in, different part of the oven, don't forget, open the oven, take it out again, give it another stir, put it back in, move it across the oven into a different part of the oven. Now, if you want to be really, really safe, the safest thing is to take it all the way out of the oven altogether, across the kitchen, and bung it in your conventional cooker. Now, when cooking time is completed, you must, of course, leave the food to stand for 10 minutes, because standing time is very important. Now, obviously, we can't hang around for 10 minutes, which is the time prescribed on the label. We can't hang around, so here's one we let stand 10 minutes ago, and which the cat, while I was out of the room thinking warm lasagna, a vast improvement on gravel, has crapped in. Now, it was warm lasagna on top, but as with all microwaves, cooked from the middle, so hotter than Jeffrey Archer's pants inside. One injudicious bite and you lose 6 layers of skin in agony. Of course, incinerating your mouth might be the least of your problems, because if you're unlucky, the microwave won't have cooked it properly and you will get food poisoning. Now, obviously, I haven't got time to make myself sick now, so here's something that made me sick earlier. And that's how to cook with a microwave.